Microsoft up 9% on the day, coming up exactly to what we said between 428 and 433. What a beautiful call out, guys. Meta. We need to talk about Meta. It gapped up on earnings as well, but then shortly after, Mark Zuckerberg today announced that he plans to sell $166 million worth of Meta stock. Is that a warning signal? We've seen the CEO of JP Morgan sell off JP Morgan stock. Then we saw Warren Buffett obviously sell off some crucial plays as well. I want to talk about some earnings that I am playing tonight and the earnings that are tonight. And then we got to talk about the overall market, Tesla, GameStop, Bitcoin. It's going to be a fun video. Watch until the end. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. First things first, engage the algorithm, drop a comment. No, but seriously, MicroStrategy. This one will print a high return if it does play out. I'm not going to state which direction I am going to play this, but I will be giving my confidence in order right now. So MicroStrategy is one of the plays I'm pretty confident in, but this goes hand in hand with Amazon, in which I will tell you on Amazon, I expect an up move. I expect an up move between 206, 212, 215. 206 to 212 is my main targets. I do think if we get a great earnings, 212 is absolutely going to get hit. I do think if we have a decent earnings, 206 will get hit. Ultimately, I am bullish on Amazon, and I do believe this one will print a nice return. Airbnb, it's trading at 123.23. I do have a price target up at 136 on Airbnb, and I do believe that will get hit 136 or higher. Keep in mind, this is very dangerous. These are very risky, and Airbnb could very well drop off a cliff. If we do sell off, the price target is 110. Okay, so 110 or 136, which side are you playing it, or are you playing it at all? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, high risk. Now, Reddit, I don't believe has options on it just yet, but I do expect this one to play out pretty decently between 134 and 158. I mean, I do see this thing having a move. Depending on the size of this move, it could have an absurd move, like 20 somewhat percent. But ultimately, a conservative move is around 134, which is a 9% target up on Reddit. Apple. Somebody has purchased $1.2 million worth of Apple puts expiring tomorrow. Now, I actually did end up following them. This is a very risky play, but I do think Apple needs a retracement before coming up to 226. Ultimately, the up target is 226. If we hit 226, it's between 226 and 233, which is about a 5.7% gain from where we're trading at to a 9.5% gain from where we're trading at. Ultimately, I do have a down target, though, and that down target is 196.50, which I ultimately do believe we will hit and possibly even fill this gap right around 194 on Apple. That is what I do believe is happening. I'm playing this to the downside. Riot, again, this reports tonight. I'm not playing this one. I don't feel like playing this one. Conservative up move is around 826. If we get higher than that, a more aggressive up move is 870 to 885. Maybe we go higher, maybe we don't. Down move, this is dangerous, right? Who's to say how far down it could go, but probably 730 if you want those levels. So ultimately, we have all of the earnings out of the way. Now it's time to move on to a couple plays, including the overall market, the SPY, what is happening. As many of you heard last night, the Wall Street Journal, which is usually a credible source, put out something on Tesla saying that, hey, they are trying to have Elon step down and have a new CEO replace him, but the board hasn't found someone who fit the job just yet. I said yesterday that was likely fake news. I didn't buy it, even though Wall Street Journal is, a quote unquote great news outlet, which I don't believe any of them. It's extremely bad breach of ethics that Wall Street Journal would publish a deliberately false article and fail to include an unequivocal denial beforehand by the Tesla board of directors. So Elon Musk posted this himself and basically said Wall Street Journal is a bunch of scumbags and that this never happened. And then you saw Tesla rally a little bit. ultimately whipsawing. It came all the way down to the bottom of our zone around 271, which I said was a great dip buy opportunity. Came back up now in this zone between 280 and 285. This is an important level. If we get a full daily candle open and close above 285, 286, that will be bullish on Tesla. Watching this one closely, but ultimately on Tesla, we can see that it is breaking out of this descending trend that it has been in, and this could be the first legs it's building. Tesla could be very early to a nice move higher. Where would the move higher go? Between 310 and 365 are the first levels. 310, 325, 333, 365, right? 420, so on and so on and so on. NVIDIA, I called this out a few days ago already when it was down here. Now we are at 113.40, up 4%. I do think NVIDIA is going to scale up coming into its earnings late May. So an easy couple months out call I do think will play out on NVIDIA. Nothing I say today is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. I don't give financial advice. I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. I'm just telling things in my personal opinion. I'm just a YouTuber. Now, the fear and greed index is now coming back to neutral after sitting at extreme fear in the market, showing that people are now getting a little bit more risky with their money. It's not that uncertainty cleared up. It's that, okay, we kind of waited long enough. How long should we wait? How patient do we have to be? It's time to, buy into these markets, right? So that is what we're seeing right now. I'm going to give you some SPY levels. I just wanted to check up on this trade. If you guys want to trade on this platform that you see that I'm trading on right now, I'm just going to close that while I record. This is the top one futures. The second link in the description will get you 50% off a funded account. And actually it's changing. They were going to end this end of April, but it's doing so well for the creators that are pushing it that so many people are coming to top one futures and getting payouts and becoming successful traders that they're giving you 55% off. I forgot to change this for May, or at least the first 2 weeks of May, I believe. So if you don't have an account yet, or you only have one, again, you can buy up to 3. That link is in the description. Probably could have let that trade pan out. I just don't want to have to watch it, and I don't want to get kicked out as we are up pretty green on the day already. SPY 559.77 came all the way up to 563. Actually came all the way up to 564, and I've had a price target at 565 on the SPY, but we didn't quite get there. Now I want to let you know that this could very well be the top. It doesn't have to hit my price target exactly, but I did state the SPY, I have a price target of 565, and we came all the way up to the body of this candle instead of matching this wick at any point. We came up to the body of this candle with a wick, which shows a very, very dangerous spot on the SPY. But I'll tell you right now, you bring the drawings in, here is what you also see. We see that, let me see, was I on the daily for this? My line was adjusted ultimately, but I believe this was somewhere up here. Okay, we see that the SPY did build a candle, at least right now, at a crucial level. Meaning, if we hold 559 today or 558.75, that will be still bullish for the market. However, and we also yesterday got an increase in volume. We need to see that volume follow through on today's gap up, so that's something to note as well. This is a very dangerous game for the bulls and the bears right here, but obviously, as of right now, the bears are losing the battle. If we get any sort of negative catalyst, this market is still on eggshells because all of the people that bought back in are going to see a huge red candle and they're going to say, whoa, is this going down again? They're going to add sell pressure. Institutions, we are seeing a lot of moves on the SPY, but we aren't seeing institutions put all of their money back in yet, right? We are seeing some decent volume come in yesterday, which was an important thing to see. If anything, the SPY, if we need a retrace, will come back down to 556 before continuing its momentum. But we just have to watch it very closely. As of right now, bulls are in charge. This candle that we saw today is one of the most important candles that we saw, and that's why I'm spending time on it. Because you have this descending parallel channel on the charts, right? Keep that in mind. Then you have this ascending parallel channel that it switched into, or a rising wedge right here. Ultimately, a couple signaling that, hey, we're going to go up and then we're going to absolutely crash down to 460, sub 460, maybe 410, so on and so on and so on. But what's happening today is a crucial candle because it closed in almost like an X formation right on top of these lines, right? It's almost like an algorithm. It's building a candle right here on top of both of these channels, which is complete indecision. At this point, bulls and bears are going to fight. It's almost like a tug of war. They're going to fight with a rope. And we really need to see what's going to happen here, right? If we get another massive green candle that brings us towards 585, bulls are seriously in charge. If we get a massive rejection and we pull back towards 547, bears are seriously in charge. So we need to watch for that. GameStop, you might have seen, SPY has been rallying, but is absolutely pinned at 27.82. It is pinned under 28. It's pinned under 29. We got a wick to 28.35. Absolutely got flushed back in. And this has been hugging this descending resistance line time and time again. Why is that? Well, it's pretty simple. First of all, why is that? Let's get into the meat and potatoes. It's because GameStop, if we break over 30, will have massive gamma ramping to the upside, and that's something that we have to pay attention to. And I'll play this for you, right? Hopefully you can hear it.
Is there enough short activity right now, or short volume floats that's in the market right now to cause anything near the type of scale that we saw at the beginning of 2021?
If you look at GME, I think there's still $1.2 billion short in the stock. If the stock goes past $30, you could see something parabolic.
He said it best right there. All right. Hopefully you guys heard that. If GameStop goes past 30, it can go parabolic. I'll state very briefly AMC. I'm not bringing up AMC's chart. It's stagnating. This is why it's so scummy, right? Not AMC, but the market. 86% you're seeing off exchange volume on AMC. No volume is being routed onto lit markets for AMC. That's why it's completely flat. I don't really know what to do about this. I don't know what we can do about this. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on that. Bitcoin, very important. It broke 96K. We need to seriously start watching this. Why is it important? If I bring the drawings in, here's what we had drawn out for Bitcoin. If we cracked down on 96K, and the week's not over, we are not out of the woods. I want to point that out there. If we cracked down on 96K, it would have been very bearish. Right now, we're leaning bullish, okay? That is something I want to point out. We are leaning bullish for now. What do we have to watch out for? A lot of these stocks, when are we actually super bullish? Well, I've said it. I'll say it again. A break above 99K, I will start leaning pretty bullish, but not too aggressive, as we have to see what the markets are going to do hand in hand. We are also seeing altcoins print out a pretty beautiful pattern like Bonk. We came actually up and reclaimed this trend line, and we are building consolidation. Some of these altcoins are building up for a serious move higher. Okay, so I want to point that out there as well. Keep an eye on your alts. Even if Bitcoin decides that it wants to start coming down and failing 99, if markets stay green, we may see some alts make some moves. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Make sure, oh, look at that. I would have maybe got stopped out of that trade. Make sure to come get your accounts right here. Join the Discord server. It's the top link in the description of the video. I post my trades as soon as I take them. We talk stocks and crypto in there all day long. You can see which way I'm trading MicroStrategy tonight and what strike and expiration that I got. Also, I'm going to drop Moomoo so you can get 60 free stocks. That is disgusting. If you guys have ever seen the brokers give free stocks, never give you that much. I mean, that's a lot of money, even if the stocks are worth $5, right? That's a lot of free money. You could basically have one of these earnings YOLOs for free. But that is it, guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery stocks out. Moomoo, a free broker, zero commissions. Start with $0. Get access to customizable earnings calendars, viewing other exchanges, its heat map feature, those daily news updates that you need for stocks, and plenty more. But start with actual cash into your account, as in signing up through my link and depositing. Get up to 60 free stocks and earn 8.1% APY on cash that is sitting in your account uninvested whenever you're not trading. Plus the initial amount you put into your account, earn a 3% match on that up to $600. Yes, pre-market, post-market trading, trading options, going long, going short, fractional shares, all that good stuff. And a feature I personally like, Mumu brought back the comment section under stocks. Obviously other tools, financial overview, so on and so on. Plenty of things that I did not list, but overall, tons of tools to help you and free stocks hooking me up as well as yourself. Press that link, open an account, and deposit into Mumu now.